Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. And today, the Houston Astros will play the San Francisco Giants for Game 4 of the regular season. And only 158 more games to go after tonight. Yeah, still, it's going to be a long season, everybody. Whether things are going good or bad for this team, whether it's, one of the best years in franchise history, it's still going to be a long season since there's 162 games. One thing I was thinking about that I don't think I've ever thought about, even though I'm a huge basketball fan, the craziest thing is in an NBA season, you have 82 games in the regular season. With baseball, you have 81 games just at home in the regular season. So, but I thought it was a great way for the Houston Astros to start off their season, getting a series win over the New York Mets. I know the Mets offensively missing a couple pieces with Jeff McNeil and Francisco Alvarez injured, and them being without those two guys, and you got Lindor struggling offensively. But, you still got some tough guys you got to face, like Pete Alonso, Juan Soto. And I thought the Mets pitching, even though their offense was atrocious, the Mets pitching was good. It didn't look like the Mets pitching rotation going into the series was going to be amazing because, I had some pitchers like Griffin Canning, a guy the Astros had a lot of success against, a guy that the Astros had never never lost a game against. And I know the Astros ended up winning that game, but he went 6 innings and only gave up 2 earned runs against the Astros. So they had some really good pitching, it wasn't a easy peasy series for the Astros, but they were able to get a series win. I was proud of the way they played, and I think offensively you want to be better, but give the hats out. You got to take your hats off for the Mets pitching and how good that was. Mainly their starting pitching. All right. Let's go over what this Astros lineup looks like today. We saw the 3 games of the Jose Altuve in the outfield, and look, I don't think it was that. Outside of there was a Juan Soto double that he had in the last game on Saturday. That it was a terrible play. The Astros would have had a combined no hitter, if that play's not. If you don't have someone else, and if you have someone else in left field, like Mauricio Dubon's going to be in left field tonight. If you have Mauricio Dubon or Jordan Alvarez in left field, the Juan Soto hit that happened is going to be a double. It's not going to be a double. It's going to be a flyout if Jordan or Dubon is out there in the outfield. So I don't think that's what pushed Joe Espada to send Jose Altuve back to the second base position, because before that game, Chandler Rome had reported that Jose Altuve was getting some work in at second base. So I think this was the plan to put Jose Altuve back at second base after the Mets series for a couple games. I'm sure we'll see Jose moved back to left field in a couple games. Here's what I would predict. I would say you see Jose Altuve play second base today, like he is, and play second base again tomorrow, and then maybe move back to left field for the series finale of this series on Wednesday. But yeah, because I think Jordan's at DH today. I wouldn't be surprised if Jordan Alvarez is making his season debut in left field tomorrow, because I know the Astros want him to play a little bit of left field, not a lot, but a little bit, and he hasn't done that yet. So I wouldn't be surprised if Jordan's in left field tomorrow. But let's go over what this Astros lineup looks like tonight. All right, at second base and leadoff is Jose Altuve. First time this season he'll be at second base. At 2 spot is Isaac Paredes. Jordan Alvarez is at DH and at 3. Christian Walker's at 4, and at first base, Yanner Diaz is at 5 in catcher, and Jeremy Pena is at number 6 in shortstop. That's the way the top 6 of the lineup has been most of the Mets series, outside of the one day where Yanner Diaz had Saturday off, and you saw Pena move up to the 5 spot. Outside of that, we've seen, we saw that top 6 in the lineup on Friday and Thursday and Friday. Saturday, Yanner was not in the lineup, but he'll be back in the lineup today. And then 2 days off for the rookie Cam Smith, but he'll be back on the field today in right field at the 7th spot. So he had Saturday off, and then Sunday the team had off. So Cam Smith a couple days of rest. And then Mauricio Dubon in the lineup against his former team. I love this, that Mauricio Dubon's in the lineup, because the starting pitcher for the starting pitcher for the San Francisco Giants tonight, Jordan Hicks. Dubon has some really nice success, has the best numbers out of everybody on this team against Jordan Hicks. Dubon is 2 for 2 against Jordan Hicks with 2 doubles. So I think you pretty much need Dubon in this lineup tonight going up against Jordan Hicks. Not a lot of guys have success against Jordan Hicks in this lineup. The other guy that has success against Jordan Hicks in this lineup is Christian Walker, who's 2 for 4 with a home run. And outside of that, that's really it. Jordan's 0 for 2 against him. Altuve's 0 for 3. Not a lot of other success for the Astros going up against Jordan Hicks. So, and then, Jake Myers will be the 9th spot and in center field after having Saturday off. So that's another player in the lineup for the Astros that are coming back from 2 days of rest. So you have guys like Cam Smith, Yanner Diaz, and Jake Myers, who had not just yesterday, Sunday off, but Saturday off as well. So, and then Ronel Blanco making a season debut. I hope to see more from Ronel Blanco than we saw in spring. Look, last year, opening Monday was quite a game for Ronel Blanco. It wasn't anything special. What was it? Oh, yeah, it was a no-hitter for Ronel Blanco last opening Monday, and that was one of the best moments of the Astros season. Ronel Blanco was really one of the only lights, was really only one of the, only bright spots for the Astros early on in the season outside of Kyle Tucker. And so I'll tell you what, Ronel Blanco there was nothing bright about his spring training. It was terrible. And so I really hope he can get hot. They'll be wearing the new Space City uniforms tonight. And, that's what he was wearing last year when he got his no-hitter. It was a little bit of a different Space City uniform, but it's going to be a Space City uniform for Ronel Blanco again tonight. So I'm excited. Let me know your thoughts on the Houston Astros game against the Giants today. As series opens up, it will be a 3-game series. I'm predicting the Astros have another 2-1 series. I think the Astros win today, lose tomorrow, and then win the final game of the series. The reason I'm not huge favorites for the Astros in tomorrow's game, because the Giants have Logan Webb on the mound and the Astros have Hayden Wiesinski on the mound. I really like Hayden Wiesinski. It's just not a fair pitching matchup right there. But then the Astros have Fromber on the mound on the end of this series on Wednesday. So I think the Astros probably get the series win on Wednesday and win the series 2-1, which would mean they'd be going 4-2 to going to a road trip. They'd be 4-2, which last year when they hit the road for the first time last year, after 6 games, they were 2-4, so that'd be a lot better than last year. Let me know your thoughts on this game for the Houston Astros in the comment section, and peace out. Go Stros.